Hello, hi there. This is the Tactician's Companion, and today we're going to go over something that is very dear and near to my heart, and that is how I do everything. So you can see here it's obviously one note, and I just want to go through this with you. This is one of my first episodes, so I do have like a cheat sheet. But this is useful for you because you don't want to have to go back through the video trying to figure out what the hell I said because honestly, I don't know why everybody doesn't do this. If you sell, good ideas or information on YouTube videos, then this seems to be pretty prudent. Anyways, so or maybe you want them to rewatch. See, we have a hierarchy of notes here, and I first want to start off is that in my life, particularly, I have a heinous amount of things that I have to keep track of. Um, there are things in my technical disciplines, like which I have two different degrees, and there's also a lot of personal stuff in my life, like health stuff and um, other considerations that I want to be very thorough in. That all of this can be very quite overwhelming, especially if you do things the way, I think most people do, which is, every day just try to come up with something that keeps you busy or make some kind of commitment to something and hopefully it'll be useful. Um, those are, it's kind of like a very impromptu, ad hoc, or knee-jerk reaction to trying to manage things. So this is how I manage my life. This is everything. So this is what I think you can do to try to take out how overwhelming things can be for all the tasks that you have to keep up with. And also, it's great for a bunch of other benefits that I'll highlight later. But so start off with your OneNote notebook, have a display notebook, and then you have a bunch of sections within the notebook. And I always start off with a random. And this is my junk drawer of stuff, and I can archive stuff later. Um, but the beauty about about OneNote is that you want to get OneNote and also OneTastic, which is a third-party app that you can use. It brings a lot of functionality, tons of really cool stuff, and it's from Macroland Online. So you want to get that, and there's a number of functions. I'll go through them up here if I remember. And to go with the first thing of a discussion here, we have considerations and I don't know, like screen shortcuts that I want to do to remember and then get it to be more of a behavior so that I remember them when I'm supposed to remember them. And just in case if that's hard, most of the time it's not hard, but while using the computer, it can be other things like functions that I want to remember to use and actually get in the habit. So it's all about behaviors, and that's what this channel is really about, is uh, setting up tasks to be the most efficient as possible because if you don't like working, if you're lazy like me, then you're actually going to think about how you do things so that you can make it as good and as efficient as possible. And archive is yet another junk drawer that I like to put things under when I just don't want to deal with it anymore, but I don't want to delete it because when you delete it, I mean, it's just like it's work, it's time, it's like, and then like you never know. It's like, oh wait, what happened here? Didn't I do this task? And then you'll think, oh God, I really wish I remembered. So if I just hit Control E here, you'll see like all this goes on the right here, and I can just type whatever I want, like do chores, and you can see that we have tons of that stuff. Anyways, so we have that, and it'll show me exactly where I want to go, which is the probably the one of the best functions about this whole thing is that I can instantaneously go to whatever I need. if I do think of it at whatever time. And even if I don't remember exactly what it is, I have a foggy memory. It was a long time ago. I can use certain keywords and then use the thesaurus function, which I don't use very much because I usually remember. Um, and it's it you go so quick. It's really a shortcut to if you want to go to your passwords, you want to go to anything that you care about. It's really as quick as you can possibly get it. So it's really wonderful. And OneNote allows you to do all sorts of stuff here. So we like to archive, we like to minimize things. So that when you minimize things, it's not only gratifying, but it's also like it gives you some like closure. Because when you type things out and you give it a definitive, like tangible representation of whatever you were thinking, it allows you to move on. And people have noticed this and have taken note, but when they want to be able to sleep, when they have impulsive ideas going on in their head, and they want to stay on track, so they write it down on the side so they'll revisit it later. It lets their mind um, go to the what it's trying to stay focused on. So that's beautiful, and that's why I like to think and type out a lot of my ideas and logs. I do pretty much if I am working on something, especially something that's going to happen over like a year or so, like applying to certain things or trying to, you know, job searching or anything like that. I make a log, and it's really important for me because I don't remember everything. It's like I put in the date sometimes, I put what happened, and I don't really care, like phone numbers, and it doesn't matter. Um, but the fact of the matter is that when you see people like computers make logs, and that's like a beautiful thing, and we actually access that important information sometimes, or some people do with the technical know-how, and it can be really helpful, especially if I'm, doing business and I'm supposed to recall something for like a client or something like that. And who did I talk to? What did they say exactly? And as I'm talking with them with my headset from Sennheiser, I'm using MB Pro 1. Um, I can type out what they're saying, and it's really helpful. I I hate just listening to someone talk and then they give you a lot of information sometimes, and it's like, do you really think I'm going to remember all this? So it's like I don't see why anybody wouldn't be doing this typing or writing things down, but writing things down, that's a whole nother topic that I will eventually get to. Um, Typing is the way to go. Minimize it. Oh, look at that. It feels so clean. It looks so clean and it feels so clean. It tastes clean. And random, see here we have all this stuff and just minimize it. And this is what I usually do here is come up with headers and then so what's going to happen is this, like you're going to be talking to somebody, you're going to be doing chores, you're going to be making things like ideas down or important tidbits that you have to review later. And what I always do is this. It's like, okay, so what is this? This is going under the health section. And a lot of times I use this if there's like a subsection. And then, whatever looks nice kind of hierarchy after that. Um, and this is really great because after, I minimize it and then I go through all these other things, like usually there's like quite a bit of text here and I go all the way down and then when I'm reviewing things or whatever have you, I can drag this to the proper location and bam, it's where it should be. So like I don't like it when that happens, but it's not really a big deal. You can avoid that from happening pretty quickly. And look, all that stuff, like if imagine a mountain of text, and that's what sometimes happens, and you just minimize it and then, feel good for a second, and then you drag it over here, and it's exactly where it should be. And it's just like the next day, it's like, oh, did I have a to do in there? Okay, well, I should just do this, and it expresses that I need to review this, and then whatever to do I had inputted at that time, I'll be able to say, oh, here it is. Because, going through all this text, rereading every line, note line by line, it's a lot of time and energy. You don't want to do that. So yeah, of course, I use important attributes or to-do attributes, and it makes life so much better. And of course, highlighting or text fonts changing is great. Numbers, blah blah blah, standard stuff. Um, but when you want to like archive things even more, when things get even more complicated, and you have like a mountain of different pages with a lot of really good information, because if you do this for as long as I have, which I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing this religiously since I was 16. And actually, if you want to know something kind of funny, when I was 14, it was really funny because I was just a kid that was trying to compile or, keep neat, compile his notes and everything that he did and saw, because really the world was a confusing place for me back then. Still is, but I tried to it together. I tried to understand things. People were very complicated. So I would make these expansive notes, and it was really hilarious watching a 10, 11-year-old or 14 like try to actually keep it organized in a physical binder. It's like it slowly turns into the Bible and then 10 Bibles, and you're just like, I don't know what to do at this point. And you lose notes, and you're just like, you feel a great sense of loss. Anyways, so that is my life, and of course you can do the same thing with these. Um, Bam. Oof, feels so good. And on top of that, let's see here. Um, so you can go to what to do next. Like once you finish, say you've written all these things down, it's a new day, but you don't want to reread all these things. You're going to visit this guy, you're going to visit this guy, you're going to visit this guy, and you're just like, okay, there's a lot of crap in here. Not going to read all that. So go to protocols to do next, and this is a godsend. Go to a brand new page, and this is where I put routines. And believe it or not, I do have a morning, nighttime sleep hygiene routine. Um, it's very important that I stay consistent because there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. And as I showed in my previous episode, it can be really helpful when it matters, when you have to be consistent, because sleep, um, I was able to fix my problem with sleep via behaviors. My dad never did. He has bad sleep hygiene, and but I finally fixed my problems due through kind of analyzing my behavior and trying to fix it. So you can too, and I will go into more details on how I do these things, but I've been able to, these are like life hacks. Like screw whatever those guys are talking about. These protocols are a godsend. Um, so yeah, there's these guys, and I should probably say just a brief overlay. If you're new to OneNote, I'm going to go through all of this. You can see what all this stuff is, and do very quick things like, oh, you want this guy to have the same, you want this yellow to be the same as the orange. Bam, you fixed it. Um, and it's very quick. You can, let's see, what things do I usually use? And I hit delete or different styles. I do not really. Usually I'm pretty basic here, but I paste things that tables are very important for me. Um, Lookup, don't use that very much. Highlight text, sticky notes. Sticky notes, kind of. I just use the hierarchy, and then um, there are tons of attributes you can be using, but I honestly don't really feel the need to. I just give them Yeah, so I have to talk about that. Well, actually, no, I did, didn't I? So I call them like categorical prefixes, and that helps me organize it later. So I don't have to like think about, oh, wait, this is, you know, related to an injury. What category is this? And because really, I call that kind of stuff microprocessing because when you think every time you think it's a waste of time and energy, and it's something that you could have done without. So you try to make things as thoughtless as possible so you can repeat it over and over again. And that's what capitalists like to do with people, so that's not good. But um, it's just the most efficient way of doing things, and you try to do this with yourself so that you can get through things. Anyways, pin to favorites, calendar. Yeah, I guess you could use that. This is kind of cool. And you go into, oh, installing update. Well, anyway, and it's, yeah, blah. Guess we're gonna go over here. So, yeah, it has a lot of cool stuff. I don't really use this stuff, to be honest. I don't need to. I use Google Calendar and reminders and events and stuff like that. So, but it is kind of cool. Like if you don't remember where that thing was, because the hierarchies can be pretty expansive in your pages or notebook sections, then that might help you. I really don't use it that much, but um, this is the next godsend. Okay, so find tags and look at that. Beautiful. Okay, like I can quickly, and this is one of the beautiful things is that I everything that I need to do right here. Important right here. And then I can prioritize what needs to be the next topic of interest. Okay. And then the next beautiful thing, okay, there's a lot of beautiful things. I just have extreme amounts of admiration and enjoyment out of this because I use it so much. But just imagine a mountain of information here, and usually it's out of order, like it's not in the correct bins or categories or whatever you have, whatever system you of hierarchy you choose. You can just, if as long as you did my system, which was the categorical prefix system, is whatever I'm calling it now. um, it should align itself correctly because you're basically going to sort pages and everything's going to, if it's labeled health underscore, then it's going to be all with the health pages, and it's so nice. It's a little bit tedious to read the title of the page as health, but you can delete that once after you're sure that it's organized. But then you say, well, what if I want to organize this list again? Well, you just uh, cut all the information that needs organizing, and then you can repaste it in chunks, which is what I do actually on the regular, um, which is so like here when I'm on like the phone or whatever, like, and I have a lot of things that a lot of different pages. I will call this whatever while I'm talking to people. So usually it's pretty tedious. It's like hi, blah blah blah, bye, and then while I'm doing it, I Control Shift T, this stuff, and then Control page down. Um, that topic, Control page down. Oh, this is about this is for my etymology page because I do look up the etymological backgrounds to words, and I find it important and also fascinating. So, but what makes this possible? First, I'm going to go on a tangent for a second. Once you do all this stuff, and then you can collapse things like, oh, so if you had, okay, let's say this page was supposed to go um, under here, like these four things are the same exact topic. and then merge into first. I don't want to. Well, yeah, that's fine. Um, I can. This is beautiful too. So merge into first selected page. Now, oh, okay, so it's awesome and so happy, and that didn't work out very well, but Control A does it, and then do it like that. It's so nice. And this looks a lot nicer when you have mountains of text that you have to deal with. And I would show you my stuff if I didn't care at all about my privacy, but I do. So I'm just going to have you imagine stuff here. And it's such a because sometimes have plenty of pages, and especially if you do this thing, which I tend to do because it's so awesome. So a lot of times when I'm online and I'm trying to come up with, uh, I'm doing research or something, I'll be taking screenshots, okay? But this is the great thing. Look at that. This, I can't tell you. I wish I had a number for how many times I use this function, but um, since I was 16, I think I can't even imagine how many screenshots I've taken like this before. So like you have the screen clipping function, you program it into say your Logitech mouse. I have the G903 and the side buttons, program one of the side buttons, and doing that quickly grabs whatever you need, okay? And usually this is pretty accurate. I don't want to do, yep, look at that. Really accurate and just so nice, beautiful. It does, bring up hypertext, hyperlinks, and stuff like that. And yes, they do work still. Oh my God. Um, it just makes me so, 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 so happy. So yeah, I do that a lot. And as you can see, there's a mountain of text over here. And I have to blur some stuff out because this is my own personal stuff, but you have a lot of screen clipping taken titles here. You name them, and then you consolidate with um, the button that goes merge pages, merge into first selected page. And you can use this other stuff. I don't use stuff that much, this stuff, but you can also Control Alt M and send it to wherever subsection you want to send it to. Oh, guys, I swear it. This will change your life. Swear to you. So let's move on. And what else do we got? So let's finish up here. And yep, you like here the pictures you have. So that's really great. And you can have a Windows Explorer hierarchy in your folders that reflects exactly what you have in OneNote in case you have PDFs or whatever. And then these hyperlinks that you can create can actually go to those in your directory. So, bam, like you have, as soon as you click this hyperlink, it'll open up that PDF or that Word document, and it's nice when life is easy. This life is so complicated, okay? Like life it is so overwhelming, especially if you try to do a lot of things and oh, it's so nice. You could do record audio and I do that but with other things. Um but also like I should probably do a little expose on this. I use Dragon Professional sometimes because a lot of times I want to think out loud. I'm not looking at this, and I just let the computer type for me because I don't feel like it. But I love typing, so it doesn't really matter to me. So I'm going to do this next because I think it's awesome. No Brainer is an additional another party software that is really cool, and it gives you so it makes OneNote even better. I'm pretty fast on the keyboard, so I don't really care. But like you can just dictate to your computer like go to hub, and it can go to like on the computer or whatever. And there's tons of stuff that see there it goes. There's tons of stuff that I could talk about, but I'm going to leave that for another video. And yep, it's pretty accurate. So awesome. And a lot of times I'm not looking at the computer while I talk, so it's great. And if you foresee problems with this, I assure you I've troubleshooted those, and I'm I'm this is great. Oh look, mistake. Whatever. Okay. So yep, navigationally you can use commands through this no brainer special or yeah, so you can quickly go to places, but um let's see, history don't use much. Thesaurus you can. Rule lines I do when I'm like writing on my tablet with OneNote. Always have sync problems. Microsoft has always had sync problems. Pages, exactly what I said before. Sections, I don't use that much. Um, and I think there's this cool markdown. It's like it shows you the hierarchy of stuff. Huh. MD source, I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. Um, and paragraphs too. So here's the other godsend, like exactly how I described this. As long as you use the categorical prefix system that I was talking about earlier, this mountain of text, as long as your paragraph, the header for the paragraph or whatever, starts with that letter or like health or whatever, um, it will work beautifully. So yeah, um, there. I must Did I? Yes, I did. I deleted. So, I just did something else pretty cool. I Control Z without even thinking it because it's like an extension of me. So yeah, Control Z undoes whatever the hell you did to your beautiful information. Um, and so I don't know. Let's say I don't really want to show you because that's too much work, but you just sort A to Z and everything with the proper header will combine into groups, and that's beautiful. OCR text. This is kind of accurate. Like it can do well. I'm sure there's better out there. Google Drive. Oh my God, it's kind of scary how good Google Drive is when it comes to OCR or well, not for your handwriting, but for other things like pictures of text. In fact, it can recognize if you just put ID into your say like Google Photos or whatever, it'll pull up every time you took a photo of your own ID. Like just think about that for a second, okay? Like and it likes to put up a little Rolodex of pictures of pretty much everyone you've dated, and it's like, oh, remember this year? You're not with them anymore. Anyways, that's hilarious. So tasks. Oh yeah, that's right. I used to use Outlook a lot, but like you can There's a lot of micro organizing you could do there, but there's a lot of integration, cool stuff there. So yeah, I'm not even sure if my one tastic thing is showing right now. I should probably just check to see if it is. So we're gonna go to options and no, stress. And it is. So wherever that stuff is. Oh, yeah, I'm so dumb. I don't know. Like, probably gonna edit that out later. Okay, so did I get everything? You're thorough. Closure allows for transitioning. when you write things down. Protocols saves time and energy. Scanning is important. Clarity out of sight, out of mind. Gratifying. Oh, um, and yeah, I can do another episode on physical notes, and because you shouldn't, like, don't try it. It's not a nice way to live. I've tried it. Other people have really tried it, and they all agree. Keep your physical notes. Just, I know it bothers you. Live with it, okay? The physical notes are something that can be pretty nice when you actually put time into it. And da, 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 da. Yep. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this and you thought it was super useful. And I look forward to making more videos like this in the future. Have a great day. Bye.